everyone. I hope that you are doing well. Thanks for joining for a daily reading. Welcome back. Welcome back, those of you who are returning. And if you are new, don't know how you found this channel, but if you are, welcome. My name is Shannon. I'm glad to have you. I read a lot differently than a lot of people, so buckle up. If you have little ones around, it's just better to just have discretion. We do real talk stuff here. I look at a lot of criminal activity and things like that. The scriptures found in the tarot, but I'm not a religious person, but I do keep the laws and commandments and the judgments and the statutes of Jehovah Elohim. That is eternal law. To walk in love, most of all. We walk in love, we fulfill it. Okay, but the law is given for transgressors, and so we just look at spiritual things and judge it by the word of Elohim here. Okay, and so we just do all kinds of stuff on this channel. I get back and let the great creator say and do whatever he wants, because he's going to, and I fear him, and I'm yielded to his sweet Holy Spirit, and he leads and guides us into all truth. And so welcome to the channel. If you stay safe, you don't, then I guess you don't. I'm known to roar on the camera. I speak from the space of the energy. Please don't take offense at it. If you do take offense at it, ask yourself why you're getting offended. I try to, encourage people to get up and look in their mirror, because we all have to. Every one of us. None of us are exempt from having to look at things and fix and allow things to be fixed by way of our Creator and what He wants in His earth, and all of that. Everybody's falling down. It's just time to get up. If you can't, I guess you can't. You won't like me, because I will shove truth right down your throat, and you won't be able to speak against it, because the truth is the truth is the truth, and it comes by Jehovah Elohim's word and commandment. It's a light into our path, and you either come in the light or you stay in the darkness. It's really up to you what you want to do. But if you stick around and you're just here and you hate me, then I guess you're always going to hate me. You won't have a chance very long on the earth. There's a time clock on you, and there'll be a judgment at the end of your stuff. And anyway, I just address really harsh energy, and I don't allow wickedness in this realm. And again, if it ends up getting up in this realm through a bodily being, it will be addressed here. Okay, so anyway, let's get started. Thank you, sweet Jehovah. I appreciate you. And Jehovah turns the heart of the king. I just heard that. Yes. The Most High is the one who turns the heart of the king. He's the King of Kings. He's the Lord of Lords. He's the God of gods. I was reading this morning, the Most High had me read about Queen Esther, and one of the Jews' enemies hated Mordecai the Jew, and Haman was like the king's right-hand man, and he hated Mordecai because Mordecai would not, honor or bow to Haman, the king's right-hand man, and he sought out to kill Mordecai. And little did he know that the king's wife, Esther, was a Jew, but Mordecai had commanded her to keep that secret, and she did come to the kingdom for such a time as this, as the scripture says, for salvation for our people. What amazed me, and I stopped and I just cried this morning as I read the story, Mordecai had overheard something going on with some people that wanted to kill the king, and that information was brought to the king, and it saved the king's life. And nothing was ever done for Mordecai for that, but it was written down and recorded what he had done for the king. And the king was wrestling in his bed and couldn't sleep, and so he called to bring, some records to him just to read or whatever. And he found that which was recorded about Mordecai saving his life, and he said, "What have we done to honor this person that did this?" And they said, we've done nothing for him. And at that time, he said, said, well, who's in the court? And he said, well, Haman, which was his right-hand man. He said, bring him in here. And it's recorded that Haman was he was there in the court of the king to come to ask the king to hang Mordecai. At that same exact time, the king's reading about Mordecai, and he's going to honor him. I love Jehovah, because just like that, something just changed with the enemy who was trying to touch the people of the Most High. Again, Isaiah says people who would come after us, the people of the Most High, if you belong to the Most High, people will fall because of us, because they don't have no right touching the Most High's people. And so at the very same time that the king was reading about what Mordecai had did to save his life, Haman, the guy who hated Mordecai, was on his way to go talk to the king to hang him. And so here comes Mordecai inside, Haman was called in by the king after reading that, and he says, what shall we do to honor somebody who's, done this great thing to help the king and to save the king's life and all this kind of stuff? And unbeknownst to Haman, he had no idea that the king was talking about honoring Mordecai. And so in Haman's heart, it was recorded there in the scripture that Haman was like, well, he's talking about me. In his pride, he goes blaring off all this stuff. You should take the crown and that the king wears, and his robe and his apparel, and put him on a horse and march him through the town, and says, this is what the king does to honor he who he honors, or whatever, however it's recorded. And the king liked what Haman said. He goes, okay, go do it, and go do it to Mordecai. And he made Haman, who hated Mordecai, be humbled and to take and walk beside Mordecai and scream through the city and yell out about the king's honor for his enemy. And obviously we know the end of the story. Haman ends up dying in the end with his 10 sons as well, and Mordecai gets raised into the kingdom as well. And so I sit and cried over that, because just like that, the Most High turn a thing around, just like that for you and I. That's why the scripture records that the people who trust the Most High have great confidence. His children have great confidence, even though we're stretched out in the moments. We are really stretched out in situations and called to fast and pray and things like that. But it's only for the Most High to come up on in here and show his magnificence through a thing. Somebody needed to hear that this morning, because I needed to hear it this morning. It gave me hope. Because the enemy thinks he's all that in a bag of chips, and the enemy's nothing. The enemy will lose life every time in the end. Every time. So if somebody's seeking your life and you're trusting in the Most High, they don't have a chance. The Most High brought out a scripture last night that we'd try to go seek them, they ain't going to be found, because they're going to perish. Those who try to come against you and I, the Most High's using it to weed out the wicked. There is a separation going on. And so for such a time as this, you and I come to the true kingdom to rule and reign, and to get rid of the profane. I appreciate you so very much. Come on in here and prophesy even further, whatever you want to say. Thank you, Jehovah. This Four of Pentacles really wants to come out this morning, so it just caught my hand just a second ago. I put it back in the deck. It come out again. This is actually a security energy. Like I said, don't care who's stingy, greedy, got a root of evil in them. They don't have a chance. The Four of Pentacles is also, in the up and up of this is sitting secure. That's right. We sit secure in the Most High. We also have the Lover's card jumping out, a decision. And then the little spy is also here. Somebody has been checking something out, maybe very quietly, okay, around some ordeal. So the little spy can also be a private detective energy. And then there's the Page of Cups here as well. There's some type of little communication here. Pages are matching one another here in this reading. So let's see what the communication's about. The Page of Cups can be I'm sorry, if that's upright. Somebody's, going to get up and say something, then that's an unconditional love. But something, for some people, obviously has been fishy if you have to say, I'm sorry. All right. Thank you. The Page of Swords that's out here, the card says challenging information is here. If that's why somebody's been sitting here with the Four of Pentacles holding on to something, because it's hard to open up, then I guess so. Because for some people, their pride and ego's in the way to say I'm sorry about something. There's a new person that's entering into somebody's life. The Page of Cups says at the bottom of this card. So some people are trying to make a decision, and you're going to be a new person that's entering in somebody's life. This card says that a relationship's going to begin in a new phase. And the Most High said the other day, there's a new journey coming. Those people who wouldn't open up, the Most High is going to bring new people in our life, and something beautiful going to come out of it. There's going to be a blessed union around some stuff. The Lover's card has an intimate relationship that's written up on the card. It's blessed. There's an angel over it. These two people match. And then there is matching. There's a little something new with some conversation out here. So there's going to be security out here around some stuff. Show me some communication today. Thank you, Yehovah. Thank you. There's a burden out here, the Ten of Rods, and oppression has been out here. At the bottom of the deck is the Judgment. This is somebody also coming back around. That energy was really big last night, or yesterday morning, sorry. I talked about last night on one of the videos about somebody coming back around. This is a judgment, though, and something's coming right on up out of the grave itself. This is somebody's got some challenging information today, or you've got to be the one giving a challenging information. It's oppressive around this decision for whatever it is or whatever it was about. This is the head, the man, the boss, the chief of something here. When we do get the Judgment card, the letter R would be here, the letter W, the letter V, and then the letter Y in the pictograph would be here as well. So there's this conversation is touchy. Give us more. What else you want to bring out to hold on this conversation? Yeah, quick travel, quick communication, the Eight of Rods. This is also investigation energy as well. And at the bottom of the deck now is the Six of Pentacles. This is about being generous. This is about the scales being balanced out, maybe being over somebody's head as well, because we have an investigation card. We also have the Page of Swords representing that legal agent energy that can be found there. So somebody is going, if somebody thinks they're going to come back and be some stupid, because somebody yesterday, the Most I brought out in wording, likes to seduce people. Your genitals are here, and there is intimate relationship energy that is here with the 8th house and with the Lover's card coming up here. If you're doing with this piece of nuts with the Four of Pentacles that's holding on to some crazy grudge or stupidness, then that energy would be there. It's oppressive when this person comes around. It's oppressive here. If you're dealing with that, or if that's you oppress people, and you are not wanted. And the Most High will, just like that, bring some type of stupid judgment on you. We stick in that kind of crap. What else do you want to bring out here? Give us some words, Jehovah. Behind closed doors. So those of you who just have you've been holding on to something with that Four Pentacles, and the challenging information is that you've got to just bring a message, a around something's taking place behind closed doors, and something like that is here. We have a powerful ruler also jumping out here. Jehovah, give us good leadership that will honor you and bless them. The next card says that it's time to speak, yes. And it jumped on this Four of Pentacles, which means somebody hasn't been speaking, like I said. It is time to speak. It's all out here. 2 pages, the 8 of Rods is out here. It's time to speak. Something being brought out of the grave with that Judgment, which is the head, the man, the boss, the chief. We have a powerful ruler that jumped out here, so somebody is here. The X is the problem, just jumped out, and a truthful person is out here around a matter as well. Okay, so if the X is the problem, and you're dealing with a truthful person that you've been holding on because your ex is a cray-cray, I guess that's here. Okay, Court is at the bottom of the deck, and at the top of this deck it says, wishing you would approach me to talk. Okay, well, and then there's a doctor underneath that as well. All right, so let's get some more words out here. It's time to speak. It's time to speak. It's time to blast things out publicly as well, which I have slowly but surely shared some things with people publicly and one-on-one as well. Okay, my hands keep finding this card. I found it yesterday, especially in the Instagram reading. A renewal of any kind is here. And it says positive. There's not positive. It's challenging for this communication. But something's positive here. So whatever the communication is about somebody's ex that had also been a problem, something's taking place behind closed doors. Maybe they are a powerful ruler in their realm, wherever they are, they're a boss or whatever, just to take it to that level, whatever's going on. There is some type of a renewal of any kind. Something's positive out here. We do have generosity out here with that Six of Pentacles. If some of y'all got exes trying to come back around and you're going to blow the trumpet on that freak, then it'll be positive for you to do that. That's the right thing to do. The next card says a witness and a testifying, and a record of something is here and being charged and admonished. Well, we have court here. We have court here, right at the bottom of the deck. The next card says something about mountain hiking, or that's a clue. Somebody likes to do that. Something happened while mountain hiking, whatever that is. Actually, the letter R and the V, the RV. And so somebody went on a trip. We had tent energy coming out yesterday. Okay? The next card says, and Jehovah's revealing that when they make their move, they will be destroyed and exposed and ashamed. Again, at the same time, somebody trying to come back around and do something like that, the king's heart's being turned and going to honor that other person that's pursuing. That energy just really hit me in a really big way, or it's just something like that energy at play here. That just goes right along with what I was talking about. When they make their move, here comes Haman. I'm in the courtyard. We have the word court here, and I'm going to go tell the king I want this person that I hate to be hung. And here comes the king, going to turn it around. So when they make their move, they will be destroyed and exposed and ashamed. And we do read that Haman went back to his wife, and he was ashamed, and his head was covered when he went moping back into his house. And so anyway, people be careful who they touch. When somebody thinks they're this ex thinks that because they're crazy, think they're gonna make a move, there's a witness on you. You're being charged. Okay, you're gonna have a record now. There's testifying of something out here. There's a judgment going on. The word romance is also here. Something around underground cities. Maybe somebody's been hanging out underground, or you work in the underground cities in your city, whatever. We have a runner or a dancer or both out here. Something around a vacation. So there was some type of vacation around some camping, hiking situation, then so be it. The next card says a judgment on a city is here. Well, what a powerful ruler over something. And if your rulership is not obeying the Most High in all uprightness, truth, and love, okay, and you seeking after truth, I guess your city, whoever this person is, somebody's city's being judged. And if somebody is over somebody from in a different way is coming into your realm and they're over you somehow, some way, shape, or form, whatever that is, you're getting judged. Somebody's putting a judgment on something. There's somebody very powerful out here that's going to judge something. There's a whole city being judged. We have NFL coming out here, and we also have the word group. Yes, and when they make their move, they will be destroyed, and they will be exposed, and they're going to be ashamed, and they're going to hang on the gallows because they are the profane. Shut up. So we got the chiefs out here because the judgment card is the head, the man, the boss, the chief. So we have chiefs out here. Yes, somebody at the top in Kansas City is being judged. Or somebody in Kansas City can do the right thing and put some type of group under some type of judgment. Then great, I don't know your heart, but the Most High does. We're going to see. We're going to see. Somebody's being charged. There's a witnessing and testifying going on somewhere around some stuff around this group. So the merchant is here. So the merchant is like a headship type of energy. It's also somebody very skilled. They're very cunning energy with this. That could be positive or negative. Okay. So the next card is the money card. Lots of money here. It's all over the table. It's in the cabinets. There's just a lot of money around some stuff. What else you pull up? Yesterday, the Most High said that the thief was caught. Okay. The milady is here. Yes, you're dealing with somebody who's just really crazy. There's also a renewal here, and this milady card in the upright of that card is a positive renewal. We got a little communication going on here. We got a new person that's going to enter into our life, and the Most High is bringing something together here. All right, for something to take place. All right, so but in the negative of that card, somebody crazy out here, and they've done some nasty behind closed doors, and they are the ex. Whatever that is. So you're doing with somebody who's got a mental problem there. You're also doing with somebody who's got a physical or an emotional problem. At the bottom of the deck is the jealousy card. Yes, because somebody's jealous. And somebody's also been waiting a long time. The card says waiting, but it has also a meaning of a jealousy energy, and the X is somebody's freaking problem out here. So let me just take a rest for the letter, overall letter. We already have other letters up here, but the overall letter you will bring out in the room. You cast a lot. We have the letter L coming out here. This is a tribulation rune. This is also, if we got an apology out here because something crazy is taking place for some people's cases. This talks about humiliation, a disagreement to be overcome around some matter, okay? Also, somebody going to be humiliated out here. When somebody thinks that they're going to try to come back around and do some stupid because they're oppressive, there's a lot of money at stake around some stupidness, and they're thinking, well, it's time to speak now. Here I come. When you make your move, honey, you're going to be destroyed and exposed and ashamed. And so this rune talks about humiliation. You're going to be humiliated. Okay? Because you're the freaking profane. This is water. This goes back to balancing things. Because somebody has a balancing issue. They got a emotional sickness out here on something that's taken place. Okay? They went cray-cray. This is introspection, thinking. This is also your subconscious mind. Medicine is out here. And somebody's probably beyond medicine as well. But this has been a tribulation out here, and there's a judgment on that. So this letter L in the Hebrew would be the hangman, okay, which can also be psychedelic behaviors, being stuck, prison, right, stuff like that. So this is the letter that came out. I hope y'all have a blessed day. Those of you who are upright and you serve the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, and you've been standing and waiting and waiting and waiting. The Most High said that those who wait upon Him, they will not be ashamed. Just like that, in the moment that both parties are doing something like that, the Most High come up in here and turn the heart of the King and bring a humiliation upon the profane. Because when they make their move, they will be destroyed and exposed and ashamed and humiliated, because the Most High is the ruler of all things. So there's a judgment on a city today. Shalom.
It's amazing that the Most High brought that L out, and it does trace us back to the hangman, and that's exactly what happened to Haman and his son. They got hung in the end, and the Most High brought it out anyway as that story was being told today. I love Yehovah, people. He is so magnificent. I fear him. We don't have to fear man. It's cursedness to lean on man. We lean on the Most High. No matter how stretched out we may feel, we keep our trust on the Most High. He'll bring us around and in victory every single time. Anyway, I was just noticing that the hangman energy was there, and they will be hung in the end. They'll go to prison. Until next time, shalom.